Baruch 4:31, and it reads, Miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. All praises, all power, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Yahweh being the name of the Father, who the world even calls God. Yahweh, meaning he exists. Bahashem, meaning in the name. Yahushai, who the world even calls Jesus Christ. Yahushai, meaning he is salvation. Bahashem, in the name. Rakah HaKodash, Spirit Holy. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach on the rule world, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutation to the Akyam, the fellow laborers, the hopeful elect, pushing this truth at risk of their own lives throughout the four corners of the earth. To the Akwathiam listening, learning, sincerity, and in truth, and in silence, Shalom. Akyam meaning brothers, Akwathiam meaning sisters, Shalom meaning peace be unto you. It's your brother Shema from the GMS Toronto camp here in Toronto, here with another lesson. Now we get right into it. It says here, in a Florida town ravaged by storms, homeowners all want to sell. And it says here in the video clip, Helene kills over 100, leaves trail of destruction across 6 states. All right, let's go and grab a real scripture real quick. In Isaiah. All right, this is the Lord's doing. Isaiah 29:6. Right, the Lord brings the quote unquote so-called natural disasters. It's the hand of the Lord that brings them. Right, and America the Great, Babylon the Great is being visited. Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. NLT, you will be punished by the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder and earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. Right, and the Lord is visiting America the Great, Babylon the Great. 2 Ezra 15 says, I will punish Egypt with plagues as before, roughly paraphrasing. Right, same way the Lord visited ancient Egypt with various plagues, the Lord is visiting America the Great, Babylon the Great, spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom, with various plagues, earthquakes, pestilence, food shortages, the economy being visited, right, employment being visited. Right, the Lord is dismantling piece by piece America the Great, Babylon the Great.
It's not just a catastrophic storm, it's a historic, history-making storm. The entire Southeast and Appalachia.
The devastation from Hurricane Helene is immense. Millions of Americans are without power. Thousands of families have lost their homes. Entire neighborhoods have been destroyed. Major roads have been blocked or damaged, leaving entire towns inaccessible at this very moment.
You can't go buy nothing. Of course, there's nothing open right now, but it all depends on these gas stations. You're not going to be able to go nowhere. And it's just a scary feeling.
Valdosta has been ravaged. The town is very, very badly hurting, and many thousands are without power. They're running low on food and fuel. We brought a lot of it down with us.
Yeah, Khan. So yeah, the Lord, listen, man, things are gonna get worse and worse for Babylon the Great, the hub city, right, of Esau Edom. Right, their citizens are miserable. Right, I was reading this article here in a Florida town ravaged by storms, homeowners all want to sell. And there's a point that stuck out to me. Matter of fact, I'll read it real quick. It says here, ballooning home insurance costs and the perennial threat of violent storms hit Tampa Bay housing market hard. Kellen Driscoll bought his home here in 2019, settling in the coastal enclave of Shore Acres. It flooded for the first time in 4 years. Salakia. It flooded for the first time 4 years ago after Tropical Storm Etta dumped more than 3 feet of water. Hoping it was a fluke, Driscoll tore out the affected drywall and started fresh. After all, the four-bedroom home built in 1960 had no flood history. But then it happened again and again. Like many others in the community, he put his home up for sale in the spring of this year. After seeing little interest, he cut the asking price, right? And listen, part of the American dream is home ownership, right? That's part of this Babylonian dream, this American dream, home ownership. You ain't made it till you own bricks and mortar, right? That's part of their dream, right? Home ownership, it's highly esteemed amongst these nations, amongst these heathens, amongst these nations. You know, everybody wants to come to America and make it, get money, buy bricks and mortar. Right, but it says here, after seeing little interest, he cut the asking price, right? So now he's willing to cut the price, cut the price, because he wants to get out from underneath this mortgage. It says here, on Friday, Hurricane Helene deposited more than 6 feet of storm surge in the neighborhood. The rushing waters ripped the for sale sign off his front lawn and etched a water line that reached halfway up his front door, just underneath the doorbell. He reduced the asking price for a 5th time. You see that? All right, and anything we know about Edomites, don't mess with their money. Right? It says here, we flooded here 4 times in the last 4 years, said Driscoll, as he threw his television sets, furniture, appliances, and other belongings to the curb. Right? And he's there. He's being interviewed and being quoted while he's throwing away his vain gatherings, his trinkets, right? Which is all vanity meaning empty. Furniture and appliances and TV sets, it's all worthless now. It's on the street curb because it's damaged by water. It goes on to read here, I'm just hoping I can sell the house, you see? It's all about the bottom line. Can I save some of this money? Right? It's a good neighborhood for sure, but dealing with the flood is horrible, right? And these people, that's enough on that, you know? Babylon the Great, they're in misery. And it's gonna continue to get worse. Deuteronomy 30:7, I'll cause all these curses to fall on thy enemy, roughly paraphrasing. Right? Who's the chief enemy? Beginning with Esau, Edom. Luke 4:31, miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at thy fall. Right? Who afflicted the Israelites? Primarily Esau, Edom. All nations had a part in it. But primarily, chiefly Esau, Edom. These ruling class elites. Right? The so-called white man. He's not white, he's red. And rejoiced at thy fall. Right? They've always rejoiced when Yasharala, when Jake fell. Always going back to the, let's get that real quick. Race it. Psalms 137. Right? It's a perpetual hatred, man. Perpetual meaning from antiquity. Right? Esau, Edom. Listen, this goes back to the womb, Rebecca's womb. Right? The spirit of Cain and Abel. Right? It goes deep. Psalms 137 verse 7, it reads, "Remember, O Lord Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof." Right? Going into when Nebuchadnezzar carried away the Israelites, right? The Edomites were cheering it on, man. Race it, meaning to empty out, to make desolate. Right? The Hebrew word is ara, right? To make desolate, to waste it out, to empty it out. Jerusalem being a people before it's a place. Right? But it goes back to the let's get that real quick. First Esdras 4:45. First Esdras 4:43 to get some context. Then said he unto the king, remember thy vow, which thou hast vowed to build Jerusalem in the day when thou camest to thy kingdom, and to send away all the vessels that were taken away out of Jerusalem, which Cyrus set apart, when he vowed to destroy Babylon and to send them again thither. Thou also hast vowed to build up the temple, which the Edomites burned, when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees. Right? The Edomites, race it. Right? The temple, when Nebuchadnezzar ran through Jake, Esau Edom was being a cheerleader. He was burning on the temple. First Ezra 6. The points in 16. First Ezra 6 and 15. But when our fathers provoked Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai unto wrath, and sinned against the Lord of Israel, which is in heaven, he gave them over into the power of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon of the Chaldees. Here's the point. Who pulled down the house and burned it, and carried away the people captives unto Babylon. Right? So the Edomites saw this happen, saw this take place. Right? And they were cheering it on. First Ezra 4. Slakia. Where's that one in there's another one I want. I'll find out. Salakia. 1 second. Khan. Second Ezra 10. And 22. Right. Esau loves to see the desolation of Jake. They love it. But their misery, it's now their time to drink the cup. Psalm 75. Right? Verse 8. They got to drink the dregs of this cup. The cup being bad times. The cup being slavery. 2 Ezra 10 and 22. Our psaltery is laid on the ground. Our song is put to silence. Our rejoicing is at an end. The light of our candlestick is put out. The ark of our covenant is spoiled. Our holy things are defiled. Right? This is all going into the race it. Right? The carrying away of the vessels under Nebuchadnezzar and the Chaldees. And the name that is called upon us is almost profaned. Our children are put to shame. Our priests are burnt. Our Levites are gone into captivity. Our virgins are defiled, and our wives ravished. Our righteous men carried away, our little ones destroyed. Our young men are in bondage. Salakia. Our young men are brought into bondage, and our strong men are become weak. And which is the greatest of all, the seal of Zion hath now lost her honor, for she is delivered into the hands of them that hate us. Right? We become their song. Job 30 says, become their byword and their song. Right? So, Lamentations 3. Right? But the Lord is about to turn this around. And these Edomites, beginning with these Edomites, all nations, but beginning with these Edomites, they got to drink of that cup, man. Lamentations 3, verse 63. Behold, they're sitting down and they're rising up. I am their music, right? We are infamy amongst the nations. Our state of destitution, us being in a destitute state, it's all over social media. It's humor for these other nations, right? Jake's in a low place, man. Right? We are the byword. We are the song. We are the brunt of all jokes. Verse 64, render unto them a recompense, O Lord Yahweh, according to the work of their hands. Give them sorrow of heart, right? Sorrow of mind. Thy curse unto them, right? You got a lot to pay. You Edomites, you got a lot to pay for, man. Right? And the Lord's starting to visit you, right? The Lord's starting to hit you where it counts. The Lord's hitting you in your pocketbook. Right? The Lord's hitting your bricks and mortar, hitting your money, your possessions. Right? The Lord's flooding out America the Great, Babylon the Great. There's states in America right now that are underwater. Baruch 4:31. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons, right? And the Israelites are still in the possession of the Edomite. Jeremiah 50 verse 33, right? We're POWs. We're still in their hand, right? But the Lord is now visiting you, right? You're now getting up close and personal with misery. Verse 33, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, right? We just read, race it, right? You were cheerleaders when Jake was getting it handed to him by Nebuchadnezzar and the Chaldees. So shall she be grieved for her own desolation, right? And you ain't seen nothing yet, you Edomites. You ain't seen nothing yet. This is just the beginning, right? Ultimately leading into the missiles. Right, America the Great, Babylon the Great will be a desert land, waste, never to be inhabited again. Verse 34, for I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, right? And we're seeing Edomites worldwide, right? But predominantly America the Great, Babylon the Great, they're not rejoicing, right? A lot of them are strung out on opioids. Right? A lot of them are in tent cities right now. And their pride shall be turned into mourning. Right? The Lord is about to flip it. A great role reversal. Right? Beginning with the elect. Right? The elect shall shine first. Right? 2/3 got to suffer horrific deaths on this side. Horrific judgments. Right? But ultimately, in the kingdom, right, these Edomites, beginning with these Edomites, and then all nations, right, hardcore slavery, subjection. So with that, call Allah Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone to teach one rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect.